to Madison Money Guy at Retirement Income Strategies, and we're talking taxes. Some people are feeling a bit of a shock when they figure their taxes out this year.
Yeah, so we're really the first year into the largest tax reform since the Ronald Reagan era. And as people are getting their tax returns back, or as they look back to tax time, they're saying, I got less money back. My refund is lower. And believe it or not, that's probably actually a good thing, because what happened is, if you think back and look at your paycheck, probably you ended up getting more money sent home with you on your paycheck. You got to keep more money. And so, yes, I've read some statistics that said the average tax return was lower by 8%, but that's really good, because that means you had the money, you were paid more on a monthly basis, and you got to be in control of that money. So more money in your pocket per month is actually a good idea.
So when it comes to tax planning, what are some tips you give folks to prepare for this?
Yeah, well, first of all, plan, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a plan, and planning is done in advance, not, in retrospect. And unfortunately, that's what happens.
It's what happens.
Hey, right.
You on tax day, you're like,
right.
well, I wish I'd had a plan.
That's right. Or they call after they've done their tax return and say, I have less money. So here's a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, most people actually are going to be in a better tax situation while we're in this tax reform. And I say sort of in this because there's an expiration date, and that's unusual. We haven't had that in the past. And so in a couple of years, taxes at the very minimum are going to go back to where they were in 2017 levels. And so here's a couple major changes. The first thing is the standard deduction for a married couple more than doubled, or almost doubled, to $24,000. And on top of that, the average tax bracket for most people was reduced about 3%. So on one hand, over 90% of people today probably aren't going to itemize deductions anymore because their standard deduction is higher than what they otherwise would have itemized.
Right.
And in addition to that, their overall tax bracket was reduced by 3%, meaning you're probably in a better tax situation. So everybody's tax situation really is different, and that's why you need a plan. So sit down with your CPA or your financial planner and look at your tax return. And a lot of times when you look through that tax return, you can see if there's money slipping through the cracks, where you can start making a plan. And the people that we work with really want us to legally, ethically, and morally disinherit the IRS as much as possible from their life savings.
Right, yeah, if at all possible. And also, it also means you have more in your paycheck every month that maybe you could be putting into savings, or
for sure,
just being aware
or
of.
Paying down your debt. That's exactly right. So if you have a plan, and that means you have to start ahead of time, and then you tell your money where to go. If you know you're getting more money, and by the way, if the opposite is true, so let's just say you find yourself in a scenario where you are going to have to pay in at the end of the year. Well, if you have the money, that's okay. You just have to save it. And so what happens, unfortunately, in America, most families aren't really good at saving because they wait till the end of the month. And I don't know about you, but most families, there's more month than there is money.
Right.
And so again, another reason you have to have a plan, because when you have more money on a monthly basis, you can tell that money where to go and take control, and really not only control your tax situation, but put your overall financial situation in a much better situation.
Sure. How can people find out more or ask you questions along this line?
Yeah, so we post a lot of information online, social media. I think people are really getting in tune with social media. Obviously, we're on Facebook, Retirement Income Strategies. We're on Instagram at Madison Money Guy.
Okay.
But I think the best place is probably just go to our website, which is madisonmoneyguy.com.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.